With the news update on WHTC Holland's Cool FM, I'm Gary Stevens. Zeeland's city offices will close at 12 noon today to allow staffers to attend a 1 p.m. funeral at Faith Church for longtime city manager Tim Clunder. He lost his 5-year-long battle with melanoma on Monday at the age of 57. Clunder had been Zeeland's chief operating officer since 2002 and went on a medical leave in June. His death came 19 days after the city held a celebration in his honor. Kevin Plockmeyer has been named interim city manager. A new home for Holland's Community Kitchen is now in place. On Wednesday, officials of Community Action House and the Salvation Army of Holland held a ribbon-cutting ceremony, formally opening the kitchen to help feed the needy at the Salvation Army's Clover Street campus. It completed a 4-month-long project necessitated by the decision from Western Theological Seminary to end its involvement in the program. The kitchen had temporarily been at the First United Methodist Church of Holland during this transition period. Captain Matt Winters, co-pastor of the local Salvation Army chapter, explained how this joint effort will work.
So Community Action House basically runs all kitchen end stuff, and then for us, we then can provide some of the case management, because if we're helping meet some of the physical needs, we want to also say, is there anything else we can help with? And that's where our case management might be able to help.
The Community Kitchen is open weekdays from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Allendale Public Schools is eliminating bus service in some areas because of a driver shortage. District leaders say new non-transportation zones will take effect when the school year begins later in August, I should say. Some parents have raised concerns about student safety and walking distances, but school officials say they continue trying to recruit more drivers. Officials say they know the cause of the smell of gas in South Haven. South Haven Area Emergency Services says Michigan Gas Utilities has confirmed that the mechanism which adds odorant to natural gas has malfunctioned, leading to the smell, but MGU says there's no threat to the public in that area. 3 people are facing federal fraud charges in connection with a gold scam targeting older victims. Investigators say the suspects allegedly posed as government officials and then tried to steal more than $3 million from victims in several states. The investigation included a Kent County couple who nearly lost $250,000. The suspects are expected to appear in federal court today. The efforts to provide financial relief for those affected by weather-related damage this spring in Michigan continue. Yesterday, the U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Michigan State Police's Emergency Management and Homeland Security Division provided updated numbers on how much money has been distributed in 27 counties impacted between April 10th and the 21st from severe storms, tornadoes, and flooding. Nearly $10.9 million in FEMA individual and households program grants were awarded to more than 1,500 eligible homeowners and renters, with over $1.4 million in long-term low-interest disaster loans from the U.S. Small Business Administration and more than $5.3 million in National Flood Insurance Program claims. Admittedly, took a while to get this financial pipeline for assistance flowing, according to FEMA spokesman Danny Bernardi.
This was one of the largest, if not the largest, joint damage assessments in the history of the state. As a result, it did take longer for this signature to happen and for this major disaster declaration to be declared and to have that assistance be greenlit. But it's here.
The application deadline is August 31st. Michigan is still reporting hundreds of new cyclosporiasis cases per day as the statewide total climbs about 10,300. Health officials say 2,722 cases were added over the past week, with 71 of the state's 83 counties now affected. The outbreak has been linked largely to contaminated lettuce and bagged salads. Residents with persistent gastrointestinal symptoms are being urged to contact a health care provider. The number of first-time filings for unemployment are decreasing across Michigan, according to the U.S. Department of Labor, which says for the week ending July 25th, there were more than 4,800 first-time filings in the state. That's more than 2,500 less filings than the week prior, but nationally, the number of initial filings increased compared to the week prior. A Michigan man serving 3 life sentences for murder has died in prison. State corrections officials say 47-year-old Patrick Selapak was found unresponsive on Wednesday at Baraga Correctional Facility and was later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Officials say the death appears to have been a suicide. Selapak was convicted in the 2006 killings of 3 people during a multi-county crime spree in southeast Michigan. State Attorney General Dana Nessel is suing a nursing home company accused of taking more than $111 million in Medicaid reimbursements while failing to adequately staff its facilities. Litigation alleges Pioneer Healthcare Management failed to meet residents' staffing needs on 96% of days reviewed between 2020 and 2025. The company operates 9 nursing homes in Michigan, mostly in the Detroit area, and denies the allegations. The state is seeking damages and penalties under Michigan's Medicaid False Claim Act. Researchers have a new way to treat cavities that avoids drilling at the dentist office. A University of Michigan study discovered that a liquid brushed onto cavities stopped tooth decay in more than half of cases with baby teeth. The liquid, called silver diamine fluoride, has been used in other countries, but officials in the U.S. have not completed trials proving its safety and effectiveness up until this trial. Tooth decay impacts more than 40% of American children. Idle last night, the Detroit Tigers faced the Athletics in Sacramento this evening with coverage from Dan Dickerson at 9:15 p.m. on WHTC Holland's Cool FM. Yesterday, RBI doubles by Alex Bregman and Ian Happ in the 10th inning enabled Craig Counsell's Cubs to beat the Cardinals in St. Louis 4-2.
The last couple of innings were a little crazy, but Alex had a nice game and a big hit certainly in the 10th. They made a mistake on the run we scored early in the game and kind of forgot how many outs there are, and then relay throw got over the cutoff man's head. So, but Alex and Ian with some big hits.
While bases loaded walk to Tristan Peters in the 11th inning gave Will Venables' White Sox a 2-1 triumph over the visiting Yankees at Wright Field.
Tough couple games where we really had to grind it. Contributions from everybody. Obviously, extra innings. There's a ton of situational stuff that you have to execute, and the guys really executed well.
While New York stays in Chicago to take on the Cubs at Wrigley Field this afternoon, the White Sox are in St. Petersburg to battle the Tampa Bay Rays this evening. Lucas Esselt allowed 3 hits with 5 strikeouts over 5+ innings as the West Michigan Whitecaps defeated the visiting Beloit Skycarp last night 10-6. The series at LMCU Ballpark in Comstock Park continues this evening. Peter Malnati fired a 9-under 61 yesterday to take the first-round lead at the PGA Tour Rocket Classic in Detroit, giving him a 2-shot lead over Ricky Fowler and Ryan Gerard.
Yeah, I thought it would play tougher too, honestly. On paper, it is more challenging, very soft, which helps. But I mean, I played great. I didn't I don't think I took advantage of a super easy course. I think I played great, which was fun.
Round 2 at the Detroit Golf Club is slated for today. Get the latest news anytime at WHTC.com.